Hello, chess neurites. Exciting news from the chess world. We have a new world chess champion. Grandmaster Gukesh from India has made history by becoming the 18th world champion at just 18 years old, the youngest ever. In a thrilling and closely contested match, he defeated the then world champion Ding Liren with a nail-biting score of 7.5, 6.5. What an incredible achievement. In this video, we'll look at some instructive moments, some important moments from the championship where Gukesh showcased his brilliance towards his win. So let's get started with the first position. So in this game, Gukesh has white pieces. This is, by the way, game 3 of the match. Gukesh had lost the first game and the second game was a draw, and this is the third game. So quite an imbalanced position. As I already mentioned, he has white pieces and Ding is actually threatening this g5 pawn of Gukesh. But Gukesh actually recognized the biggest weakness of Ding, that is this bishop, and he found a great way to punish it. So he started with the idea of e4. So the idea is pretty simple, taking away this square and then rook c1 to try to win this bishop. Of course, Ding had seen it. So his plan was d takes e4, f takes e4, and then knight e6. If rook c1, then he would take this pawn. So with knight takes d4. Of course, Gukesh had calculated more. Rook c1. He gave up the pawn for free? No, of course not. He played bishop f2 in this position. So he's threatening to play this, and then he can capture the bishop. Then in this position, Ding played bishop g7. His idea is simple. If bishop takes d4, bishop takes d4, that other bishop on c2 cannot be captured because this would be hanging. So what was Gukesh's plan? We'll see. So in this position, so Ding in the press conference said that he had seen it till here, and then there is more than one way with which Gukesh can actually win the piece, but Ding would get activity in most of them, but not one, and this is exactly what Ding had missed. And Gukesh spotted a great move, knight e2. So he's just increasing the pressure. What's the idea of bringing the knight back? Increasing the pressure on that knight. And if knight takes e2, then bishop takes e2. Not only this bishop is under pressure, this rook gets under pressure as well. And now Ding is in trouble. And then he played knight takes b2, rook takes c2, and then just king takes d2. This is just Ding is down a piece for 2 pawns, and then Gukesh won the game without much difficulties. So with this win, he equalized the score. Since he had lost the first game, after 3 games, the score is now 1.5, 1.5. Now let's look at another example of this. So this is actually the position from game 7. The last time we saw game 3, game 4, 5, 6, they were draws. And then game 7, Gukesh has white pieces, Ding has black. And Gukesh is down a pawn in this position, but he has double bishop advantage. He has that pass pawn. Ding's queen on b1 is under pressure. So many things are going on in this position. This a7 pawn can fall. This queen is under pressure. This pawn at times can get under pressure. This bishop is quite active. So many things. So and in such type of positions, even for the best of the best players, at times making the best move is not that easy, because when you have so many good options, actually, should I take the a7 pawn? Should I not? Should I go after the queen? Should I do something with my pass pawn? What should I do? And then when there are too many choices like this, mistakes happen, not best moves are played, but not Gukesh. So he found the best move in the position. Rook a5. He's not going after the a7 pawn. He is going after that b5 pawn, because if he wins that b5 pawn, the c4 pawn will get weaker and he will be able to push for the advantage even further. Now, later, when the b5 pawn, and he got an extra pawn as well, and he had a winning position, but later he missed a chance, and then Ding defended well, and the game was drawn. But when I was watching this game, and when I saw this rook a5, when I analyzed this rook a5, and then I recognized that yes, it was a missed opportunity for Gukesh, that he could not convert his advantage into a win in this game. But he's able to find moves like rook a5 and keep up the pressure on Ding. So it's just a matter of time before the score would also turn in his favor. Now, let's go for another. By the way, see, rook b7, not so easy to defend because d6 would come. So if this, then d6. This rook is under pressure. And if rook d7, then bishop c5. Now the bishops have become active. This is also under pressure. And after rook a5, knight takes d5 is not possible because of bishop takes g7 and then bishop takes d5. Knight would go. So yeah, this is bad footing. Now let's go for the next position. So this is actually from game 11 where Gukesh has white pieces. By the way, so after Gukesh's win in game 3, as you know, the match was tied, the match score, and then game 4 to 9, so 4 to 10 actually, the withdraws, and now we are on game 11. So Gukesh has white pieces and he's down a pawn here, but look at his pieces. Look at this queen, look at this bishop, that battery of queen and bishop. Then this rook that is clearly well placed. Yes, this bishop is there, but no weaknesses of Gukesh to attack on that diagonal. So it's clear that Gukesh is pushing. And in this position, he asked himself, which piece can he improve? There are two pieces, knight and rook, that can do more. And also, this was move 25 and Ding did not have that much time. So if Gukesh keeps up the pressure, then it would be difficult for Ding to manage. And then he played a really nice move and that made Ding extremely uncomfortable. That is the great move, knight a1. He wants to play knight b3. Then he wants to play knight c5. He wants to get that knight to put pressure on the queen side. By the way, b6 is not possible. This knight would go. And he kept on increasing pressure on Ding. And then after rook b8, knight b3, e6, knight c5, improving the knight's position with a tempo, improving the rook's position, keeping up the pressure on the b7 pawn. Ding Liren here blundered with queen c8 and then queen takes c6 and resigned. See, it would be easy to say, oh yeah, Ding blundered. But you see, when such blunders happen at that level, at world championship level, it is not just that one momentarily thing. It's about the pressure that is being built up, not just throughout the game, but throughout the match as well. And because of that, a player cracks. And we see that happening in this game. Now, so in game 12, actually, so after game 11, Gukesh is leading by a point. Game 12, actually Ding played one of his, so we can say in the World Championship, the best game of his. And then he won against Gukesh. And again, the match was tied. Game 13 was a draw. And now we'll look at the example from the last game, game 14. So if this game would have been drawn, then we would go to the tie breaks, that is the rapid time control. And there, so Ding would be considered much more favorite than he would be in the classical. So he went into this end game where he is down a pawn. He was hoping that he would be able to defend, and he should be able to. It's not too difficult to defend, but once again, tensions are high. It's so much at stake. So even in such type of positions, it is not easy for the defensive side. And Gukesh knew that if Ding defends well, then the game would end in a draw. But just he kept on putting the pressure because he knows that this is the game, that he has no risk of losing. He's up a pawn. So why not keep up the pressure? And like it happened in game 11, if this pressure is kept up, certain unexpected opportunities might arise. And that's what happened in this game. So Gukesh played king e5. He's slowly improving the king's position. Once again, so in this position, let's say something like king f1 or maybe bishop c6 or something like that is done. Yes, Gukesh can keep up the pressure, but beyond a certain point, not that easy. And eventually, the result would be a draw. But he's up a pawn, as I earlier said, no risk. So let's just keep the pressure. And then in this position, so Ding actually played rook f2. He's like, let's exchange the rooks and then it would be easy to defend. But he missed something. And then the world championship was over and Gukesh would win it. So Gukesh exchanged the rooks. It seems surprising. Why is he doing so? But he has an idea. The bishop endgame in this would be a draw. But not the king and pawn endgame. Bishop d5. That's what he saw. If the bishop was on b7, the bishop was on c6, then it could go somewhere. But not on a8. Now the bishop exchange is inevitable. And then this king and pawn endgame is actually a win. So because once the king moves, then there will, in some positions, the king can go forward, or in some positions like either here, or f4. This is quite an easy win. And in this position, Ding resigned. Once again, it would be easy to say that, yeah, he just blundered with rook f2, otherwise the game would have been a draw. No. Once again, see, it's not just about that one move. We must not forget about the consistent pressure, that move by move, just keeping up one thread, small thread, one thing, and chipping the stone, a bit at a time. And then someone like Ding cracks. So it would not have been possible without that repeated, without that consistent, without that move by move pressure by Gukesh throughout the match. And this is the result, that we have a new world champion, the dawn of a new era. So what an extraordinary performance by Gukesh. These moments not only highlight his deep understanding of chess, but also his nerves of steel. Because see, these rook f2 type of moves. So because when we talk about the last game of the championship, it's not just about chess, it's about how calm you're able to keep in these moments. That's why. So it is said that when you're playing your first world championship, it's not just about chess, because you have to remember Ding Liren, the then world champion. He had defeated Nepomniachtchi in the previous world championship to win this. So he already had the experience of the match, and that match also went down to the wire. So it went into the tie breaks, and then right at the end, Ding prevailed. So he had that experience, And Gukesh, of course, was the challenger, was young. So there would be moments where experience would triumph the youth. But Gukesh proved that it's not just the experience. If he can keep himself calm, then even if he did not have the experience of the match like Ding had, in such critical moments, he would be prevailing even better than Ding. And then that got him the world championship. So this is the testament. The championship is a testament to his hard work, his focus, his fearless play. Let the journey of Gukesh inspire all of us to keep pushing our boundaries and strive for greatness. And we wish even more success to Gukesh. And let's hope that this is the beginning of his glorious journey. And I'm pretty sure that there are many more achievements to come. And I hope that this is just one of his many world championship to be played. So thanks, Chess Neurites, for watching the video. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.